Hey folks, CharlotteLinForHealth.com, and today I want to talk to you about a pain in the neck. What is it? What does it mean? What are some things that we could do about it? And as a bonus, how does it translate to the golf swing? So let's start with cervical rotation, which just means having that ability with good posture. Give this a try right now with me to move your head from side to side where you're almost getting to the side of your shoulder here. So one thing you could do when you turn your head, again with good posture, you could drop your head, see where your chin lands. You want to get it toward the end of your clavicle bone there. So why is cervical rotation important in the golf swing? It feels weird, right? Because the one thing we know we don't want to move in our golf swing is our head. So why would we have the need to do this? Well, just because I'm not moving my head does not necessarily mean that we're not rotating here. So look what happens in the backswing, okay? We know we want to get in this position here. I'm going to try and come out of this and stay here. In this position now, if I stand up and turn to the side, look at this position. So I'm still rotating my neck. I'm just not doing it by moving my head. I'm doing it by moving my body. So what happens if I cannot fully rotate and I'm limited in the range of motion there? Well, if I can't get in that full backswing and I'm limited here, but I know I want to get in this position, I'm going to find other ways to do that. So that could result in something called, to get in that position, reverse spine angle, to try and get my hands up here. I'm certainly going to lose my posture. It could also be something that's called a flat shoulder plane, which is completely losing my posture, and instead of having my shoulders here, they're flattened. All of these things will result in various compensations. Some of the more common characteristics will be when we're not in the proper position in our backswing, casting out, which can then result in the scooping and flipping the club and even a chicken wing. So all of these things also could result in injury. So what are some things that we could do about it? I want to give you 3 things that you could do: a neurological drill, a stretch, and an exercise. So let's start with a mobility drill. There's actually 3 of these, really simple, and they go very quick. The first one mirrors the actual cervical rotation assessment, and it is simply, again, with good posture. We always want to make sure we're doing things with very good posture, crown of the head toward the ceiling, shoulders relaxed, and simply rotating left to right and just creating mobility in our neck. You only need to do that about 8 times, so it goes super quick. Now we want to do that in all planes of motion. So this was our rotation. Let's also do a tilt side to side. And again, you only want to do about 8 of these. You want to make sure though that you're doing this correct with proper form. So when I tilt here, for one, I want to create that space on the side. But second, I want to make sure that this shoulder stays in the proper form where it's not hinging up here. So when I tilt, those shoulders stay in proper form, and you want to get about 8 on each side. The third one, to get the third plane of motion, this is our sagittal plane. I'm going to turn to the side. This one does not look pretty. This is our chicken, our Mick Jagger. This is where we're going to move our head front to back, again with good posture, and we want to make sure we're creating that space in the back of our neck. So here's what it looks like, front to back. One more, front to back. So again, we want to do that with good posture. That's your first mobility drill. I know it's 3, but they go super quick. Just do about 8 reps. Next is a stretch. This might look very familiar. This is a very basic neck stretch. It somewhat mirrors the mobility drill, except we're going to stretch this time. So I'm going to tilt my head, take my opposite hand, put a little bit of pressure there, and create that space. And I'm going to hold this for about anywhere from 20 to 30 seconds. Repeat on the other side, and that's your stretch. The last is an exercise. Now this one is really interesting too because it's going to mirror the mobility drill that we did earlier. However, we're going to do it with something called pattern assistance. So notice I have a band in my hands here. What I'm going to do, and you could do this with any band, I am simply going to, this is a fairly light band, I'm going to simply stretch it. Stretching this band right now is creating core stability, and it is activating a lot of my core muscles, which in turn helps with form. So with this pattern assistance and engaging some of my core muscles here and creating that added stability, now I'm going to perform that cervical mobility drill, but this will improve the form and create some added stability while you're performing that exercise. So there you have it with cervical rotation, how that translates to the golf swing. and some things that you could do about it. If you have any questions or comments at any time, please feel free to reach out. This is Cheryl, Living for Health. Thank you so much for watching.